Cinderella was a people pleaser. Are you? How do you know if you're a people pleaser? Well, first of all, people pleasers don't think they're people pleasers. They say, well, I just like to help. I like to do things for other people. And you're absolutely right. It's nice to do things for other people. It's great to be able to help other people. But there are two things here. First, you don't want to be draining yourself by helping other people. You want to know when it's time to stop. People pleasers give and carry on giving even when they feel empty because they want some return. And that feeds into the second thing, and that is that people pleasers don't know how to ask for what they want and need. Usually they don't know how to ask because they don't think they deserve it. So they have this hope that if they do enough for other people, somehow it's like a bucket being filled up and then the bucket tips over and pours into the next bucket down. Somehow, if they do enough for other people will say, she's done so much for me, because it usually is a she, I had better do something in return. And unfortunately, it's not like that. With the best intentions in the world, people pleasers usually allow or train other people to be thoughtless. Because basically everybody wants to get on with their life. And if you're busy and you've got a problem and someone comes along and will sort it out for you, you think, hey, that's pretty good. I'll have a bit of that. So you take it, and when you say thank you very much and they say, oh, my pleasure, and they appear to mean it, you think, that's really good. Not only are they sorting out my problem, but they enjoy doing it. So next time they have a problem, big or small, guess what they'll do? They'll come to you. And when it becomes a habit, they'll stop saying thank you. It's very, very easy to take someone for granted. And I'm sure you know that, because I'm sure you've been taken for granted many, many more times than you would care to admit. And perhaps when you're taken for granted, you blame yourself. You think, well, maybe it's because I'm not good enough. It's got nothing to do with not being good enough. You're more than good enough. You are a generous, supportive, kind person. And you're also a person who gives too much, too freely. So how do you change it? Well, there are steps to changing people pleasing. There are a number of steps. But let's start with a small one today. Next time when you do something for someone and they say thank you, and I hope they still do, because if they've forgotten to say thank you, then perhaps it's time to forget to do some of the things you've promised to do for them. But if they're still saying thank you, you just smile at them and say, that's okay. You'll do the same for me. Or better still, you'll do the same for me. And that starts to plant an idea in your head that there is reciprocity, that you expect and you are teaching them to do the same thing for you. Now, don't expect miracles overnight, because they're not going to happen. Sadly, people pleasers don't have magic wands. But start the reprogramming, starting telling themselves and you that they will do the same for you, will start to make a difference. You'll start looking for that reciprocity. You'll start understanding that there is life after people pleasing.